everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. One of the most frequently asked questions under each of my YouTube videos and under each of my Instagram photos is what kind of colors I use. And by that I know that you guys mean what kind of shade, what kind of number of the shade, and what kind of marker I use. And that's why today I decided to make a dedicated video to show you guys what kind of shades and what kind of colors and what kind of markers I use to color in the skin. And today we're gonna be only focusing on Copic markers because they work the best for me when it comes to coloring in the skin. So I will show you what my favorite colors are for the light skin, for the medium skin, and for the deep skin. So if you're interested in exploring that subject with me, then make sure you stay with me and keep on watching. And just before we jump into today's video, just make sure you are subscribed to my channel to not miss any of my future uploads. And if this is done, let's go ahead with today's video. Alright, so here I have my face sketches that I prepared and printed out earlier. And since in today's video we're only focusing on the color schemes, on the shades and tones of different skin tones, I didn't pay a lot of attention to prepare different face features and different face shapes, so I thought in this manner we're gonna only focus on the colors, and the difference in color tones, skin tones, will be more visible if the face is similar. And we're gonna start with this girl right here, and I'm gonna start with showing you how I color in fair complexion. So my three favorite shades to color in fair complexions are this one right here. This is my base shade, this is my primary shadows / blending shade, and this one is the darkest shade of them all, and this one I use to enhance my shading. So I'm starting off with E000 and I'm gonna put it all over the face. And as you can see, this is a really pretty shade. It's a neutral beige with a little bit of warmer undertones that just fits perfect as a base for fair skin. And once I have my base layer of primary color done, I'm taking E00 as the color that will help me to enhance the primary shading, and I'm putting it in the strategic places. So already now the face is looking quite good, but I want to deepen up the shading a little bit, and therefore I'm gonna use the darker shade of my 3 marker set, and it's gonna be E11. And yeah, I'm just gonna darken the shading up. And with the darker color, I'm rather cautious not to put too much, because then it will be harder to blend this out. So I'm just taking my time to put it in the places that I really need it. So I think that would be enough, and then the trick I like to do is go back to my E00 and blend it all together, blend the darker color out so everything will be just more smooth and refined. And then if I'm still not really happy with my blending, I can come back to the lightest color and put it as the additional layer to blend everything into each other even more. And this is how the first fair complexion is looking, and I really like using these 3 colors because it's a really good combination that is not too cool toned and it's not too warm toned. I mean, it's obviously on the warmer side, but still for the fair complexion I think it works pretty good. And also, if you want it to be a little bit more pale, you don't need to use E11, you can only stay with those 2 lightest colors and try to blend them into each other to make it look more pale, and I think that would be working really good as well. And now we're gonna move on to the medium tanned complexion, and to be really honest with you, when it comes to Copics, I didn't find my perfect match for medium complexion from their color range, but I found something that's close enough that is working quite good for me to achieve this skin tone. And now I'm also gonna be using 3 colors. It will be E11, E13 and E33. And here I'm gonna use the same pattern. I'm gonna use the lightest color to do my base, then a little bit darker one still from the same color family I'm gonna use to do my primary shading, and then the last one, the darkest one, I'm gonna use to deepen up the shadows. Okay, so starting off with E11. And as you can already tell, this color is quite peachy, and this is something that I don't like about these medium tones because they are way too warm for me. I would prefer something a little bit more on the cooler side, something with a little bit more of like pinky and beige undertones, while this one is a little bit too warm and too peachy. And now I'm already seeing, because it became quite streaky, that I'm running out of this color, so I just hope I will manage to show you guys how this color looks in combination with the other shades. Well, now I'm taking E13 and I'm gonna deepen up my face. So like with the previous drawing, I'm just putting my color in the most strategic places and I'm just trying to blend it in together. Alright, so that would be all for the deepening up my shadows. And now I'm taking E33 and I'm gonna deepen up these places even more. And I think that would be all for the darkest marker. I still need to blend everything once more because my first marker got quite streaky, so I will try to squeeze some ink out of it to make this less streaky. But in general, I would also use this once more to blend everything together nicely. So that's the trick I really like to use while coloring in the skin, to make everything seem like it was blended effortlessly. I'm just adding a couple of layers of color to blend everything into each other once more. And this face is looking good. I love the color combination. This is my favorite for medium tan skin, but if I want to deepen this up a little bit, I would use this E35 and I will use it to just go into the most shaded areas, and I will just deepen it up a tiny bit more with this marker. But this is optional. I didn't want to show you guys too many colors for one skin tone because I know that Copics are quite expensive. So that's why I decided to show you only 3 colors for each skin tone to make it more easy for you and more affordable, let's say. But well, Copics are not really the most affordable brand, but well, I also wanted to show you options that you have. So now I'm done with the medium complexion, so now we're gonna move on to the darkest complexion. And for the darkest complexion, I also have my 3 favorites, and it's E79, E57 and E59. And obviously I'm starting from the E57 since it's the lightest color from my 3 color set, and I'm putting it all over the face. And I honestly really love this brown. It has this kind of warm but yet a little bit neutral undertone, and that's why I really love it. It fits as a base color for almost every dark skin shade, skin tone, so that's why I really like to use it a lot. And I also love to use this one for hair coloring. And with the darkest shades, you really need to be more careful with how you layer them, how you put them on the paper, because they tend to be way more streaky than lighter color. And that's why it becomes quite more difficult to draw and color in darker complexions. And you can already tell how kind of streaky this face became, but I'm not worrying about this too much because I will blend everything together later on, and now I'm just gonna take E59 to put my first shading. And this, as you can tell, is quite much darker from my previous color, so that's why I'm being really cautious with this one, and I'm not putting too much at first. And now that I have my primary shading done, I'm going back to E57 once more, and I'm just going over everything right now. And now to even everything out, I'm gonna use the chisel tip because I think that sometimes it feels like it gives less pigment than the brush nib. So I don't want to be too harsh on these highlighted places, so that's why I will use chisel tip. And now, since I want to darken everything up a little bit more, I'm gonna use this E79 to add a little bit more depth to my drawing. And this color, as you can tell, is really deep, so I'm being really cautious with this one, not to put too much, because then it will be really hard to blend it out. And this is the color combination that I used to create deeper, darker skin tones. Alright, so this is how the finished drawings are looking, and I just finished them up with lip color, eye color and complementary hair color for each skin tone. And now I want to sum up my little tutorial with the colors that I really recommend for people that are maybe at the beginning of their marker journey and that are wondering what kind of colors they should get, and also they don't want to spend too much. So well, starting from the first skin tone, I would definitely get E000 and E00. These I think are quite essential for first skin tones, and I would also get this E11 because it goes with first skin tone, and it also can be a base for, it is a base for medium skin tone for me. So this is a really good color. And then from this section, from medium color section, maybe I wouldn't go for E13 because it's not that necessary, but I would definitely pick one of these, E33 or E35, because they are really good for enhancing the medium skin tone, and they could also be the base for darker skin tone. So one of these would be also crucial. And when it comes to dark skin tones, I would definitely get E57 and E59. Maybe I would skip E79 and I would just use even black to do some simple shading, or I would go with color pencils maybe, and that would be kind of it for skin coloring. I really hope this tutorial helped you guys, and yeah, that you're gonna use some of my advice. Alright you guys, and that will be all for today's video. Definitely let me know if it was helpful for you, did you enjoy it, and are you gonna try any of the color combination that I showed you today? Definitely let me know in the comments. And also, if you like this video, make sure you leave thumbs up under it, and also subscribe to my channel to not miss any of my future uploads, and to let me know that you actually are enjoying my content. That's a huge help for me and for my channel, obviously. So if you do that, thank you so much. And that will be all for today. Thank you guys so much for watching. I love you all, and I can't wait to see you in my next video. Take care guys. Bye!
I'm just going with the gut. Never had a doubt. Felt like this is just a must. Put me in perspective, I'm the deepest in the cut. Everybody tuning in, but this is just for us now.